Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well, my friends. As I said, my name is Ben. This is That Cologne Guy with content every single Friday. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the channel and send content to your friends. It really, really helps when you comment. If nothing else, as I always say, if you don't have too much to say about this week's fragrance, always let me know your scent of the day and scents of the week, which is another thing that you guys have been doing, and I always enjoy going through those. Let me quickly give a shout out to an anonymous subscriber who has sent in as a gift. This is Royce Black, and it was sent in as, I didn't even have to review it, actually. I'm just reviewing it because I absolutely love this fragrance. So the subscriber knows that I'm a huge fan of Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Privé. You probably are too. It's an excellent one that's been discontinued. I love that one. I have no idea why they discontinued things that people love, other than to drive up the cost, but it drives us away. So I've never been able to get a full bottle, and I absolutely am addicted to 1 Million Privé. Yeah, 1 Million Privé. And so what I didn't know is that a lot of people online said that this was actually also similar to Ojan, or Ojan, O-A-J-A-N, by Parfums de Marly, or Parfums de Marly. And I have actually reviewed that one, and I will put that in the card in your upper right. So you can check out that review. So this ended up being like a double victory, because it is actually triple, because it is an ultra cheapie, and it is definitely a dupe of more of 1 Million Privé, but also with just a smidge of Ojan as well. So I'm a huge fan of both, so it's no surprise. I'm not even going to go into it later. I love this fragrance. I have been rocking this for about 10 days straight, almost actually, because I threw in Invictus one of those days. So let's get down to brass tacks. This one is just spectacular, ridiculous for the price, which is $20. So I'm going to be extra happy today, because this one is a cheapie for sure, but oh, what a great fragrance it is. I've often talked about niche fragrances and how they have to be very careful, because people like me, I really do want to spend more, actually, because I want to spend more on fragrances or houses that really are daring and take chances. And I want to reward them with money. So I feel bad by liking these cheapies, because they kind of ride the coattails to victory, don't they? And they don't really take any chances. That said, though, when these niche companies are looking well north of 300 body parts, as Julio likes to say, USD for a full bottle, that's just too much. When you for less than a tenth of that price, you can have a full bottle of this that is quite similar. Not as good, maybe, but it's quite similar. Who really cares? And so, am I going to spend over $300 for something that I can get for $20? No. I mean, if the difference were like $50 to $100, yes, I would actually, because I would want to reward the company. But in this particular case, man, these guys have kind of put themselves in a bind, in my estimation. This is definitely going to make my best cheapies list. So I have nothing really but good news in this episode. This is a 2019 release, and it is it's an aromatic fruity. And so this one actually is pretty linear from me. And you definitely get apple and clove. You get a spicy apple musk fragrance in this bottle. And so some of you don't like the holiday potpourri smell. You might not like this one. I of course love it, and I disagree. I don't think it smells like potpourri. I think it smells just amazing. So you're going to get a blast in the initial of apple and clove, followed by juniper berries, which is one of my favorite notes in the mid, and then in the base you get sprinkling of oud. Now, I will note that iris was listed in the mid. I did not really pick up that too much, which is a good thing for me. And then pink pepper was also listed in the initial blast. I don't think I would have maybe picked that one up. To me, this one is definitely, it does have an apple clove plus oud mix that is intoxicating, and it is addicting. So that's that. It's going to be the apple is amped up a little bit too much for some of you. For me, it's not. I actually really like it, and I feel like it complements. I also like the fact that right when you get into the spiced apple, then all of a sudden, then the juniper berries and the oud kick in, and it just makes it quite succulent. Actually, it's just very, very, very nice. And so I don't feel like it's a potpourri, kind of a holiday scent. I don't at all, and I just really, really like it. I think it's masculine, and I think it is phenomenal for the price tag, or any price tag practically, because it's just a great scent. I've had so much fun rocking this juice over the last practically 10 days. So good news abounds when it comes to projection, longevity, and sillage. In terms of projection, you're looking at 3 feet or 1 meter for a rock solid 8 to 10 hours. Very happy with that. And longevity is also great because it just keeps on going. I mean, you're looking at about 10 to 12 hours if you're counting, close, very, very close to your skin. This one performs very well, and I was super, super happy with that. And then sillage. When it comes to sillage, coming in and out of rooms, walking past people, this is going to be another one that's going to be just absolutely superb, and you will get noticed, you will get noticed. I like saying that because you might not necessarily get complimented, but you will get noticed. And I say that because I know some people like the kind of just out of the shower fragrances, and not so much of the what they would say are the potpourri fragrances. So I know some reviewers have gone around on the streets and asked, various people what they like about certain fragrances. And I remember in a couple of the episodes, they were very turned off by what they thought were, something like this, a potpourri. I can't imagine anybody being turned off by this fragrance, quite frankly. So I would not be included in that. So I get to review the bottle this time because I've had so many samples lately. Like I said, I have nothing but good news for you because this is great. The cap is not magnetic, but you wouldn't expect it to be for $20. It's got the Eau de Parfum sticker and the 100 milliliter 3.4 ounce here. I did not check the batch code, and if I get a minute I might, but I did not check the batch code. It looks great. It looks very nice. There's nothing tacky about this whatsoever, and it's just great. The atomizer is fantastic, so I'll give you a spray. And I mean, it just emits a lot. There's nothing cheap about this bottle whatsoever. I mean, how they can pull this off for $20 is just criminal, to be honest with you. So that's the bottle. Nothing but good news. When it comes to gender, I'm going to say for me this one is a 90-10. This one to me is quite masculine, and I feel like you will see a 90-10 split here. A woman could pull this off, but when you start talking oud and the cloves not necessarily gives it away, but I just feel like this one does have a very older gentleman masculine quality. So I'm going to go 90-10 for people who actually own it and wear it. I mean, it is a little sweet, right? So that would mean maybe there's the 10% there that would like the sweetness factor. So I'm going to say people who actually own it, wanted it, it's their signature scent, 90% men and 10% women. Age, if you look at something like 1 Million Privé and Ojan, I mean, I think what you're probably going to see play out for this is going to be 30 and up, but there's nothing to suggest that somebody in there, I mean, I don't know if this would be like a clubbing scent necessarily. I feel like it is more of a 30 and up fragrance, but I wouldn't be surprised, especially at the price point, to see some college guys rocking this because, I mean, it just smells, I don't know if timeless would be the word, but it is a classic masculine scent. and I think a lot of people will compliment you on that. So I'll say 30 and up on the age. In terms of season, this is pretty easy. This one is a fall winter, and says a guy who's been rocking it out in finally the heat, and so. It is a fall winter, but you can definitely wear this in the spring, and I would imagine the summer. I'm going to, and I don't think this is too cloying at all. I mean, subscriber Brian got me. Remember when he got me the Nautica Voyage? So I've also been wanting to wear that. But in this particular case, I would love to wear something like this too. And I don't think it would be cloying in the heat at all. As far as day and night, this is more of a nighttime scent. This is definitely something more for a drinks with friends, happy hour, romantic night out. If you do romantic night in, I'd be careful because this one does project very, very well. So if you're in a small place, I would, if you have somebody over for a romantic dinner, I'd be real careful with, spraying too much of this one because you could bomb them out of the room, which you don't want to do. And so, and then of course at work, if you wear this, I would be very, very, very careful with this one at work. I have worn it to work and I've had great luck. So again, if you're in board meetings, closed room, closed door board meetings, just be careful with something like that. These things are, like I've talked about this before, these things are a little bit cultural too, right? Because in some cultures, like to put on a lot of fragrance is a good thing. It's complimented. And in other cultures, they really value more of a very, very, keep it close to the skin and subliminal, oh, by the way, approach. So whatever will work for you, but just be mindful of the fact that it does project very, very well. I find it to be versatile, but then again, keep in mind, I'm a huge fan of both 1 Million Privé and Eau Jeune. I feel a little bit bad because when I was looking at comments on this one in the on the internet, I noticed a lot of people said that, and I pride myself in having something original and unique to say, and in this particular case, I really don't. I really have to just agree with everybody here and say it is similar to that. The only thing I would say for percentages, though, some people said 75 25. No, let me do 60 20 20. That's what I'm going to do. 60% 1 Million Privé, 20% Eau Jeune, because it definitely has that. It doesn't have the honey though, or the cinnamon. And so then the other remaining 20% will be the fact that they've added cloves to this one. I mean, add apple to this one. Excuse me. So 60 20 20, and we'll say 60% 1 Million Privé, 20% Eau Jeune, and then 20% just the unique factor because they've added the apple. And so this is a sexy fragrance. This is definitely a masculine, sexy fragrance that is going to work for a lot of people, and I'm not surprised by the high reviews in Fragrantica. So there you have it. This one can only be in my rating system a 5 out of 5. I mean, there really is no way that I can ding it, because the only reason why it's not going to get the elusive, highly coveted a bonus spray is because it's just, it just piggybacks from these fragrances. It's not original enough. That's all I can come up with. Everything else, though, is, man, this one is just great. It's been a lot of fun to wear. I don't know if I think it's opaque, so I don't think you can see how much juice I've gone through. No, you can't. Sometimes you can see. You cannot. But I have seared through a lot of this, and I plan on going more. So this one is going to definitely an easy rating, 5 out of 5, and really just doesn't get the 6 because it's probably a little synthetic, and it is a little bit of a copycat. And that's all I can come up with. 5 out of 5 sprays for this 2019 robust effort. And by the way, the house is it. I guess the only thing that's kind of quirky is it's Verve. It's VURV, and then it's got a circumflex over the U, so it's like Verve. I did not look at what the house was from. I probably should have done that, but that's okay. All right. Let's go one spray on each side of the neck, one on each wrist, and one right at the 120 t-shirt. Let's see who can guess what this means. Boom. And all All right. Oh man, I love the smell of this one. Thank you very much. You know who you are. I really appreciate you sending this. This is a wonderful gift. It was a just because gift, but I had to stop the presses. I had to skip some of the fragrances that I was going to review, and this one had to be reviewed this week. It was just that important. I hope you're doing well. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you let me know what your scent of the day is. What do you think? Do you like Royce Black? Do you like 1 Million Privé? Do you like Ojan by Parfum de Marly? Or let me know why you think these houses discontinue fragrances that do well for them. Because look, it can't be just because they want to jack up the prices. Because when they make them so scarce, no one's buying them anyway. Or they are, but they're not. Their sales aren't as high as if they would just, why not bring back 1 Million Privé and then sell it for $100? I mean, people would be buying it off the shelves. It would be selling like hotcakes, as they say. So it can't be that. And I also don't think it has to do with like the EU changes. Remember when there was a huge wave of European Union changes that a lot of chemicals had to come out of fragrances. I really don't think it's because of that either. I just don't know why they do it. Frankly, I wish they would stop. So that's my little grumpy rant. But that said, it's been a wonderful week and it's been a wonderful review. I look forward to seeing you next week. And always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. I just wanted to say that I did check after filming on the batch code, and there is no batch code that I could find. I cannot find a batch code listed on the bottle, and I can also I can't find a batch code on the box as well. So I think and then of course the bonus feature ended up being a blooper as well. So who knew? 2 for 1 when it comes to the bonus feature. No batch code update, and have a great week. I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Because when you look at projection and longevity, well, let me talk about the notes actually before I get into that real quick. I would say something along those lines, though. I would say this one is probably like 80% 1 Million Privé, 10%. Yeah, let's do 80-10-10. So I'm going to say 80% 1 Million Privé, 10%. No.